Here we have a missing piston. Can you guess what kind of vehicle it is? I'll give you a second. Time's up. If you guess Hyundai, you're right. All I gotta say is RIP to those O2 sensors and the cat. Let's get a moment of silence. And those lungs. Here we have a 2018 Suburban with transmission problems. We recommended removing the pan to inspect, and we saw all these metal shavings. I believe the customer traded it in. This one here is a 2012 Mini Cooper that came in for a no-start condition. It was a time when we were getting a lot of rain. They either left the sunroof open or they went through a very large puddle. So if you join me in a moment of silence for this vehicle, since I believe it got totaled. Next we have an Audi with misfire conditions due to carbon buildup. 2017 Jeep Compass. Doesn't sound too good, but they got lucky, only the starter blew up. Next I want to remind you guys to do your oil changes on time. Due to sludge buildup, this 2017 Tacoma had camshaft codes. This one here is a 2012 F-150 that came in with a no-start condition due to really loose terminals. I'm not a big fan of aftermarket components, but I'm not really against them as long as they're done properly. In this case, they really overloaded the positive terminal with this small stud. They put those really large gauge wires, and those were just all making very poor contact. Next we got this Volvo with quite a bit of rust. We don't get too many of these in California, but I gotta say that this exhaust has seen better days. I don't think that stud would be salvageable. In this instance, I think we recommended a complete exhaust system from the turbo back. Next we have a 2016 Volkswagen GTI that had an AC leak. Turns out it was leaking from the evaporator, so this one was a fun one. The whole dash comes apart in order to get to it. Here we have a 2012 Honda Pilot with a 3.5 that was getting a valve adjustment, but we ended up needing to replace a valve spring. During the adjustment, I noticed that the spring had broke, and what's really interesting is that this vehicle had no misfires, even with that broken spring.